If your baby is going to die, and it doesn't have to, it shouldn't matter how much money you make. I think that's something that, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or something else, we all agree on that, right? I mean, we do.
That, of course, was Jimmy Kimmel's emotional monologue about his newborn son's heart condition that has everyone talking. He tweeted a brand new picture last night of baby Billy and daughter Jane, all looking great. Former President Barack Obama tweeted, "Well said, Jimmy. That is exactly why we fought so hard for the ACA and why we need to protect it for kids like Billy." But here's the thing, it hasn't gotten the same reception from all conservatives. Former Congressman Joe Walsh tweeted, quote, "Sorry, Jimmy Kimmel, your sad story doesn't obligate me or anybody else to pay for somebody else's health care." And other headlines from conservative news sources were quick to sharply denounce Kimmel's monologue. I want to bring back our panel, Elise Jordan and Jason Johnson. I want to start with the Washington Times that said, "Shut up, Kimmel, you elitist creep." Here's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. The point of what Jimmy Kimmel said was the opposite of that. He's saying, I'm a superstar. I could afford anything. But imagine if you had a newborn baby and you're fighting with the hospital or insurers to possibly get that baby life-saving treatment. How is that read in any other way?
I think that this is a really disgusting example of people picking the absolute wrong issue to, stake an ideological claim. Just someone's baby nearly died. Let them have their platform. Let them talk about it in any terms that they want to talk about it as they grapple with their tragedy. This should not be political right now. And yes, Jimmy Kimmel did make it political, but right now it's his story. He can tell it any way he wants to.
There are so many different examples that arguments that one could use why you don't want to provide health care for everyone. What does this say? What does this do for those conservatives who are beating? I mean, this isn't about Jimmy Kimmel. I get it. I mean, we don't like you movie stars. We don't like you famous people.
Well, the other thing is, it's tacky, it's grotesque, and it's like, this is not the hill that you want to die on. I mean, honestly, if he had told that story about cancer, would they have attacked him about cancer? If he had talked about losing a parent or something else like that? At the end of the day, this is really basic and this is really simple. You have a lot of people in America who suffer, and the idea of having to make a decision between eating or rent or surviving and a death of a child is something that way too many people have to experience. Republicans who want to attack him, they either don't like him because he's on TV, or they don't like the Affordable Care Act, or they don't like hearing about dying babies. But whether or not any of those things are at play, you don't want to attack the guy, because all it does in a week where you've got Republicans trying to figure out how to vote on a health care bill, all it does is focus on the very issues that they're trying to strip away right now.
This is just basic messaging I think that the GOP could really learn a lot from. Let's not talk about dying babies and say we're okay with dead babies as a reason to justify our health care plan. Not good messaging, just like saying, some of the talk on rape and women that has come from the GOP in recent years, just not helpful for you to try to, push your agenda by saying, like, spousal rape is okay.
Then do you think Jimmy Kimmel, on some level, may have helped the case? So we've seen throughout the campaign, Hillary Clinton's celebrity contingent hurt her. In this example, Jimmy Kimmel standing up there and saying, this isn't partisan, this is about humanity. Could this push more GOP members who are on the fence to say, hold on a second, we've got to cover things like this?
No. I think that at the end of the day, it's one sad, horrible story, but I don't think that it's going to move the entire, one emotional response isn't going to move the entire bill. And that is what at the end of the day, the GOP, when they're trying to push their health care and they're trying to push a fiscally conservative alternative to Obamacare, they're trying not to be emotive. But yes, something like this does make it harder to keep. You
got over 14 million people who have seen this video. Jimmy Kimmel's got Republican fans, he's got Democratic fans, he's got regular people who watch him. Anytime you remind people of how dangerous and precarious our healthcare system is, it makes them want to stay protected. And if the Republicans, who have not been able to figure out how to explain how their new bill makes you more safe, this is something that helps Democrats. This is something that makes it harder for Republicans to push through what they want to push through right now. And God bless Jimmy Kimmel. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family. But I think if actually more celebrities went and talked about these kinds of issues in these ways, we wouldn't have these negative attitudes towards Hollywood people talking about, because that's a universal issue. What he's going through, there are people in his audience right now who are cuddling a baby right now, making that decision. And I'm glad that he gave them a voice on his show.
I just think it's amazing that people spoke out against it. I understand if you have a different political view, without a doubt. This is a bad one to raise your hand and say, shut up.
Right.
I don't get
no
that
win.
one. Seriously. All right. Any minute now, James Comey is going to be appearing, speaking of no win,